We're live.
Woo, woo, woo. We're
We're
live.
live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Welcome to Black History Month, day 2. And let's talk about it with the Empowerment Duo. We got a topic for you today. Today's topic is favorite debate topics. We're going to talk about it. Do you ever want to talk about it? Do you just want to figure out how see if you can defend your opinion and you want to hear someone else's defense of their opinion?
You probably have one. Those debates or those comparisons or those pleasant, fun debates that you already armed for, and you like it every time you get a chance to have that conversation.
We're going to talk about it. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like.
But we don't have to.
I want to.
Okay, cool. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Like Lisa said just a moment ago, day 2 of Black History Month, and we're going to celebrate all month. Our intention is to bring to you some famous Black people, maybe that you are not as familiar with, but you should be.
We'll give you a Black History nugget later on today.
Yep. But today's topic, I was listening to Jim Rome last night, and he was talking about be willing to debate, be willing to have the conversations. He didn't say argue. He said debate.
Debates can be handled respectfully. The challenge is when they become personal, antagonistic, and they leave the point and start making personal attacks.
Yes. Now, most high schools in this country had what's called a debate team, and they competed in debating, or they had a public speaking club, something like that. They even offered them curriculum in college. Why? Because the ability to present a persuasive argument is one of what was considered a leadership skill in this country.
And to be able to defend that.
So being able to debate, and not only just being able to debate, being willing to have the debate, being willing to have the conversation.
There are some conversations I'm not willing to have with Brian.
Okay.
Particularly because I often, and I think it's a me thing and not necessarily a him thing, but I feel like I'm being personally attacked instead of just the point we happen to not agree on. And I don't think it's only with Brian. I think it's in general.
You feel that way in general. And I don't myself. And I happen to have been a part of debate teams in high school. I think you were as well, right? And I even competed in public speaking competitions from high school through college and all that. And in college, for example, I had a very interesting job. I was part of the debate club, of course, but I got to the place where I was only moderating debates because I would debate pretty good.
Antagonistically.
No, I win, so I would go for
it.
You were there. So anyway,
I didn't have to be there.
Like I've mentioned on the show a few times before, one that I remember most significantly was I was the moderator in a debate on abortion, pro-abortion versus anti-abortion. And it was, as you can imagine, because that's a very controversial topic in the United States. Are people tagged? Okay, let's see. They're tagged into this group. Good. Very controversial conversation, and it was so emotional. It was so charged, and the pro-abortion side won the debate because the anti-abortion side
was emotional.
Could not be emotional. I mean, they started crying. They couldn't stay on point. And the pro-abortion side was able to calmly stay on point.
Yeah, I think that's probably my problem as well.
What?
I am very emotionally charged by my opinions.
Yeah, and that's what happened in that debate. But there are also some fun debates that we have, like what's better, Coke or Pepsi? Okay, Chevy versus Ford, or something like that. Fun debates. Now, a lot of that is marketing driven, but you have your own personal ones. Like some of my personal debates.
Ooh, my back is itching. Right in the middle of my back.
You just
right there. Oh, down a little tiny bit. Oh my goodness, my back is itching. Thank you. It just jumped out at me.
But I have like some personal favorite debates that I like to have and I'm ready for and I look forward to. And when it happens, I relish the opportunity to make my case. Like, for example, who's better? Who's the best player in the NBA history? Is it LeBron or is it Jordan? Okay. Who's better? That's a popular debate right now. You can stir up the pot by just saying that debate, and people will have sides, especially if they're over 45. They'll have a side, okay, because they'll want Jordan a lot of times. But they'll be wrong because I'll go for LeBron as the greatest player of all time. Okay. But we can have that healthy debate.
I think LeBron, and I don't know nearly as much about basketball as Brian does. I definitely think LeBron is the best player. Not just player, person. I think of him as a best person who plays basketball very, very well.
And his leadership and his desire to bring people aboard matters to his teammates. And if you want to know the kind of guy he is, look what the teammates that he's had over history say about him. Okay, look what his opponents say about him on the camera. We're going to do what LeBron says do. LeBron is the best person. He's a family man. He's a leader. He's willing to speak out on social issues. And he's done it consistently for so long. Imagine at age 17, you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine with the title The Chosen One at age 17. Imagine being the first player picked into the NBA draft in 2003, and you're still 17, not quite 18 yet. His birthday's in December the 30th. The draft was in June, and he didn't turn 18 until December.
Gigi.
So he was the first player picked, and all this hype and fanfare. And his teammates at the time, of the team that he went to, they had been bottom of the league for a long time, but they were pro athletes too. And almost to a man, the players of the team that we don't think no high school kid is going to come in here and change anything around. He's going to have to earn his place. He won't be starting for us. I'm not sure we need another forward right now for this team. That was the players before he got there on his team. And it didn't take long before he became the leader of that team as a 19-year-old.
Thank you for doing it. Today we are going to also debut Stephanie Morris's The Consistently Wonderful Stephanie Morris's commercial. The first take of the commercial. She's going to make some updates to it, but I don't want her to miss out on connecting with you guys. So we're going to play it.
So, like, for example, Tarnez Green, good morning to you, sir. Are there any debates, and I suspect that there will be, any conversations or debates that you like, that you can't wait to have happen, that you enjoy? Wilt Chamberlain used to call it good argumentation. He would choose his girlfriends. Who could give me good argumentation? Who could debate something with him? He enjoyed that as a grown-up.
Good morning, Judah. Hey, Tamika. Tamika Ford says, good morning, Empowerment Duo.
Good morning. Tamika, do you have any favorite debates that you like? Like when someone says this show is better than that show, or this person's better than that person, or what do you think is the better of this or that?
I saw a wonderful, respectful, I guess it could be a debate, but it could be I think you could call it a debate. There was it was on YouTube. And two people that I didn't know, but they recorded this encounter that they were having and the conversation that they were having. The woman was a Jehovah's Witness, and the man was a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay.
And his counter to everything she said was done so respectfully. He brought her over to his side. She was trying to stand her ground, but she even had to say, look, I'm just going to come back after I get some notes together.
Yeah, because he won.
Because he won lovingly and respectfully. And I believe that his debate gave God honor.
Tamika Ford says, absolutely. Just had one yesterday morning. What was it about, Tamika? If you grew up in the 80s, there was this great debate about, and there's two popular daytime talk shows. They both came on at the same time, Phil Donahue and Oprah Winfrey. And the debate was, which one do you watch? Which one do you tape? Okay, which one do you record?
4 o'clock. Only one 4 o'clock.
Right. Am I going to watch Oprah and record Phil, or I'm going to watch Phil and record Oprah? That was a debate that was popular in this country. Who's the better show? Geraldo or Sally Jesse Raphael or whomever? Good morning, Dr. I know I'm dating myself. Okay.
Woo, we are being dated because those are the only talk shows that I would even refer to.
Right. Are there any, Dr. Deborah Does, is there any great debates that you just love having?
Anymore.
Princess Gigi says, I love the movie, The Great Debaters. The Great Debaters was the name of that movie. And it was a great movie. You would think a movie about a high school debate team wouldn't be that great, but that movie was phenomenal.
It really was.
Great acting, not only Denzel, but the students too. Great show, great movie. It was way better than I thought it was going to be before I watched it.
Really?
Yeah. What's the best movie? Is this movie that movie? Ricky Lake was the best.
Ricky Lake was for the younger generation.
But Princess Gigi still got some age on it too. She ain't no kid. Talk about Ricky Lake. Come on.
No, I want to say so. The ones that were like about 7 to 10 years younger than us, us being 55, went for the Ricky Lake.
But we remember the Ricky Lake show.
I remember her, but she just wasn't the one that babysat me.
I remember Mad Magazine used to spoof Ricky Lake show, calling it Rickety Lake. The Rickety Lake show. Okay. Yeah, so Crystal, I remember all those shows. Yeah, Crystal, are there any things that you like to debate? I like to debate who's better, LeBron or Jordan. Okay, I like that debate. I like debating the difference between empathy and sympathy. See, Dr. Deborah says, I love both Sally and Phil. Of course you did. Judy Floyd says, I didn't like Ricky Lake show. See, why not? Ricky was great. That's what some people have said already. My favorite was Ricky Lake, but you didn't like it at all. So y'all had a reason to be contentious a little bit in debating it. Tamika said,
it was the Concord police chief refusing to meet
with his taxpaying
citizens.
So you had a debate about that?
That's yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what it was about.
Judy Floyd loved Donahue. I liked stand-up comedians making fun of Donahue at the era. Okay, Donnie, they would do impressions of Donahue on the show. Like he'd run over with his microphone and he'd get to the person and he'd put the microphone in their face, but he would always look around while they were talking. They'd make fun of that. But then they said, we have a caller, and he would look for the caller.
You were actually talking about that the other day.
I did. I don't know where I came up from. Tamika says, sorry, my bad. It was about.
Yes, I understand it was about.
Mm-hmm.
It was about the Concord police chief refusing to meet with the taxpaying citizens. That's crazy.
Crystal Blake says, shaking my head, I debate about food most days.
Well, do you debate with your office mates, like what we're going to have for lunch?
I think she's got a teenage son, too, or 20 son. Either a teenage or son is early 20s, something like that. And I can imagine that debate. What are we going to eat tonight? Okay. These debates are good for you. Dr. Jim Rohn was talking about be willing to have debates because it's your intelligence. Okay, be willing to. Learning
how to debate, I think, is an art form that is not one that I particularly understood. Oh, we got some more debates about the talk shows of the 80s.
Yeah, 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer show was great, tacky, fun. LOL. I don't like the Jerry Springer show. I couldn't make it through a whole episode.
Of You're Not the Father? Well, no, they're the fighter.
That's
the fight club.
Fighting and then running around. You're Not the Father is who's that one? You Are Not the Father. Maury
Povich.
Right? Isn't that Maury?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's Maury. Yes, all the way around. He's 17 years old. Yes, that's what it is. So of course, he's trying to fight for his place in the house, trying to be a man, but don't know how yet. And he wants to assert some leadership, and he's going to debate his mama.
There's a debate for you right now. Brother Mark Greer. Here's a debate for you.
Okay.
Why are people unhappy doing what they're told to do, but won't seek happiness doing what they want to do?
She did that in the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer.
I had to.
I hope Mark Greer is watching. So she did it.
That was his.
Oh, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Well,
okay, there it is. Here's a debate for you.
I did.
You did? Yes, I did. I thought you was doing off the cuff because I didn't see his comment. Dr. Deborah says, I like debating about the power of thought and words, especially with my family.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Now that debate I would take.
Being willing to have that with your family is awesome, because they may not want to hear your crap. They may not want to hear your stuff, but she wants to have that debate. She can do it. Maury versus Jerry Springer. Who's the best? What is
That's the debate.
They both are trash TV, but what's better? The great debates, being willing to have debates. I relish them. Now, Lisa is challenged on debates because she's having a challenging time not getting emotional. And it's not an attack on you as a person, it's an attack on your position. Okay. As I was looking at I did a recording, very fast recording today for our African American History Moment.
Carry this moment.
Okay. I'm gonna carry it. So I did it's like only 1 minute and 27 seconds, something like that. But I was trying to do it real fast. And because time was ticking away. We're actually a minute late starting the show because I was trying to get this thing in. And the guy is John Henry Johnson, and you all know him. But I was looking at my bookshelf real fast. I have a substantial book collection. I was looking for the title of his book. The book is called Succeeding Against the Odds. And I didn't find that book this morning, but I saw another book that lit on me, and it was actually called How to Argue and Win Every Time by Jerry Spence, who's a famous lawyer in this country. How to Argue and Win Every Time. And it's a fascinating book. I even read the book, and I even listened to the book on tape. That's how interesting it was to me. How to Argue and Win Every Time by Jerry Spence. And that's one of the reasons why I can win debates against Lisa, because I know how to argue and win every time. Oh, my goodness. But one thing Jerry Spence does, he knows how to personalize his stories to win his arguments. He tells this famous, in the book, he talks about this time where he had to defend a forest from loggers that wanted to cut it down, clear it off for development. And there were some people who didn't want this particular forest cut down. It was part of their community. They wanted to keep it and all that. So they hired Jerry Spence to defend their forest. And it was a horrible situation for him to walk into, because the defense that wanted to cut down those trees, Pamela Coleman, what? Good morning, Pamela Coleman. How are you? The ones that wanted to cut down the trees, they had a compelling argument. It was like the side that wanted to cut it down for development was there. But it also seemed like the judge was already on their side. Okay. And it seemed like everybody was on the side of wanting to cut down the trees, except for that small community group that hired Jerry Spence. Everybody was conspiring against him. When they brought him up, so, okay, it says things like, okay, now after we made our argument here, okay, here's the defense. They got this fancy lawyer here. He's one of those tree-hugging liberals, and he's going to try to soft soap this, and just a terrible intro. And the judge allowed all that stuff. They called him a tree hugger, okay, as an intro. And so he took that, and he won the debate. But the way he won it was he personalized it. He goes, if I had known you were going to introduce me like that, I'm not sure I would have came here. But since you did, and since you called me a tree hugger, I want to tell you, yes, I am. Let me tell you about one of my favorite trees to hug. Her name is Priscilla. She's on the outer edge of the forest. She's a big tree. And you guys want to cut down my tree, Priscilla. I like to sit under Priscilla. I like to talk to her. I like to hear her. I know all the life that Priscilla facilitates, all the birds that are in her, all the ground, all the shrub, everything that can grow from my tree, my friend Priscilla. And how are they going to cut down Priscilla? They didn't. Pamela Coleman, is there any great debates that you like to have? I like to argue who's better, LeBron or Jordan. What's the difference between empathy and sympathy? Those are some of my favorite debates. Princess Gigi says, yay, Lisa, why are people unhappy doing what they're told to do versus what they po to do? That's right, po to do. Chasing the dream, that's right, which will make them happy. Po to do. That's our word for this show, po to do. Princess Gigi showcasing that she's a regular. We did an episode on that. You know, it was Aries Spears, a stand-up comedian, did this spoof on Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe was a heavyweight champion in the 90s, and he retired, and he was thinking about coming back. And he was telling the announcers, I'm thinking about making a comeback to come and fight again. It's like, Riddick, you've been gone so long. What makes you think you can come back? He goes, man, if I do everything I'm supposed to do, I'll be able to come on back. If I do everything I'm supposed to do. Everything I'm supposed to do. And I like the word, actually, Princess Gigi, I have the word supposed to do on my bathroom wall on the dry erase sheet. And I even do it this way. I wrote the words, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. That's on the, like, next to the list of the questions I ask myself every day at night. But I have a little blurb on to the side that says, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. And if you will do everything that you supposed to do, your life will work out better too. Because there's stuff that you supposed to do. Like you supposed to take care of your body. You supposed to go to the doctor. You supposed to go to the dentist. You supposed to continue learning. You supposed to do everything you supposed to do. Excuse me, Princess Gigi says, Ty Nichols' death is a great debate. The black officers that killed him, people are calling this white supremacy. May his soul rest in peace. The Ty Nichols case is a great debate. I even heard a debate about the Ty Nichols case about, man, look how fast they fired those black people and how fast they're having charges brought against them versus when we witnessed the knee on George Floyd and they had to go on paid leave for a while. They had to do thorough investigations for a while. They took their time before they fired them. It took like a month or two before they fired them from the job. And then much longer before they got sentenced. And they had to go through court proceedings to do all that kind of stuff too. And everyone had this stuff individually. And so how come it happened so fast with the black officers? How come they didn't? That's a debate too. Now, to me, it was a despicable act, that video. Pamela Coleman says, I was on the debate team in high school, but nothing to debate today. Nothing? Come on, you have your favorite. What's better? What's the favorite? What's a better, I don't know, salad dressing? What's a better this or that? What show is better? What movie is better? What thing do you like to debate? How good this movie is versus not. Like, for example, there's one movie I can watch over and over and over again, Harlem Nights. By Eddie Murphy produced this movie called Harlem Nights. And it has Eddie Murphy in it and Richard Pryor in it and Red Fox in it. And Della Reese is in the movie. And it's really, really funny to me. I can do a lot of the scenes and stuff. But the movie was not reviewed very well. Got poor reviews. But it's one of my favorite movies. Now, why is this movie getting poor reviews from the critics, but one of my favorite? I can argue the movie is funny. Maybe they don't get it, you know? So I still believe in debate. John too, Brian. John too, what? He loves what? The Harlem Nights, or is there certain debates that he likes to have? Of course he does, because he's an intelligent man. That's why. You know, man, I could he loves Harlem Nights. Of course he does. Of course he loves Harlem Nights. Who couldn't love Harlem Nights? And if you don't love Harlem Nights, you can't be my friend, because you're not gonna get my kind of humor. You're not gonna get my Yes, Harlem Nights. If I post a picture of the scene with Della and Eddie in the back of the club in the alley about to have a fight, and you don't know what that scene is, we can't be friends. Good morning, Stephanie Treasure. How you doing? What did you eat? Peanut butter. Wow. You kids couldn't go do it and come back. You had to stop.
No, I didn't stop at all.
Okay.
It was a challenge because your computer is all acting crazy.
It is.
Thank you, Pamela.
Oh, because it wouldn't hold the internet?
Too. No, it's not that.
It does that sometimes. Okay. But anyway, so great debates that you like to have. Good to see. Yeah, Lisa's here. She just had to leave to go get something off my computer and send it here. You ready for Stephanie's commercial?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this month's contest winner for the best supporting circle member. The continuously
wonderful Stephanie Morris. Her recording is, she won a contest. Every month we run, whoever supports the show best, whoever does the most to share the show, invite others to the show, or support Lisa's endeavors or mine, we reward them with a 30-second commercial that airs every day that we're on from the previous month, the following month. And Stephanie's the winner for this month. This is our first time I was seeing it, and I think there are going to be some updates, but let's do the first one.
Let's do the first one.
I can't wait, man.
You can't wait?
Yep, Stephanie Mars, the first one.
I'm Stephanie D. Morris, and I am the master connector and owner of SDM Connections Enterprises. I connect you to travel, the notary, and to people. And this month, I am going to connect you to my journal, 31 Days to the Heart of Your Purpose. This journal will help you get clear of the purpose that God has for you. So connect to me through my website, connected2purpose.com, and we can help you get clear about your purpose and vision for your life.
As you could go from side.
I don't want to move too much because
I.
Hi, I'm Stephanie D. Morris, and I am the master connector.
That
All
was
right.
Stephanie.
All
You
right.
can get her book, Connected to Purpose. I'm having such trouble typing from this angle.
Her book that's one book she has, Connected to Purpose. But the book that she was promoting in the video was her journal, 31 days to the Heart of Your Purpose.
And connectedtopurpose.com is the website.
Yes. So good job, Stephanie. We're happy to debut it. We're going to cut that last part off. I don't want to move.
No, we're going to cut the whole. It's got a whole new video made. Don't worry about it.
All right. So great debates. We're going to continue talking about that there. So thank you very much, Stephanie.
Princess Gigi said, who did it better, Martin Lawrence Shadede or Eddie Murphy's Rasputia?
That's a good debate.
Who did it better? That's a good fun debate.
Oh, Shanae or Rasputia.
I like Shadede.
Okay.
I enjoyed the movie with Rasputia, but Shanae is like my friend.
Shanae is your friend? Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
See? But Rasputia was like the bully. I only saw the movie once. Okay.
Yeah, she was a bully.
Yeah, but she was also funny too. So I told you not to move my seat, in the car. So that was funny. Stephanie Treasures. Stephanie, is there any great debates that you like? What's better? What food you like better? Do you like to debate it? Anything? Tarnaz goes, Shanae. Tarnaz, I'm surprised you haven't submitted something that you like to debate. Good morning, Stephanie. But Stephanie Treasure, you're a man guy. Are there any great debates that you like that you personally like to have? Like, I love to have the debate who's better, LeBron versus Jordan. I can't wait for someone to challenge me again on that. Okay. Or what's the difference between empathy and sympathy? No. Especially in sales circles or business circles. I love that debate.
Why?
Because they're wrong if they don't agree with me.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
But I can argue my point cogently. For example, sympathy is understanding how someone feels and you feel the same way. Empathy is understanding how someone feels, but you don't feel the same way. For example, the person's about to jump off the bridge and you go over there and ask them, why are you jumping off the bridge? If you're being sympathetic to them, you'll hear his reason why he'll jump off the bridge. You'll understand his reason why he's want to jump off the bridge, and you'll agree with him. You know what? I agree with you. Move over. I'll jump with you. Empathy, the same situation. You'll understand why they want to jump off the bridge, but you don't feel they should. I think empathy is a place where you can be helpful, and sympathy is a place where you're going to conspire to keep them feeling that way.
I'm going to continue to educate Brian on what the dictionary definition of the word.
We know the dictionary is often wrong, baby.
It says the ability to understand and share the feelings of another.
She looked up the word empathy. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Yeah, that's not right. That's limited. Princess Gigi said, I love Medea. Tyler Perry did it best. I loved Medea for about 3 years, maybe 4 years. And after that, I had enough of her. But anyway, I'm just me. I'm more an individual. Some people still love Medea. I'm like, okay, I mean, how many times she gonna pull a gun? Come on, how many times she gonna do this? Okay.
She's true to herself.
That's right. Tarna is debate. Serena is the GOAT in tennis. Yes, but there's such and such lady that has more titles than Serena.
What is it? Martina?
No, Serena got more titles than her.
Yeah, I know.
Navratilova. There's some other person that's no name that's like in the 40s and 50s that has 1 or 2 more Grand Slams than Serena. So,
but no matter what, she's the GOAT. And anyway, even if she's the GOAT, like she's our GOAT versus their GOAT.
GOAT, greatest of all time.
She's the GOAT.
Serena is the GOAT because there is things about, there's something we said about evolution. Like those players in the 40s and 50s with the wooden rackets, the small wooden rackets, and the short dresses and stuff like that, and then pop the ball over the net and back and forth, could not compete with a Venus Williams serve.
With the power of her serve.
Yes. There's no way Venus Williams is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the hardest or fastest serve in women's tennis history. She served the ball like with 127 miles per hour. Okay. That's ace. Okay. That ball coming at you at 127 miles. That's
Have it. Have it. No, I'm good. I didn't even want that ball.
Now, before the Williams sisters and before that they came aboard, it was not routine for a woman to serve a ball 100 miles an hour. Like 90 was considered major. And then when the Williams came, a lot of people got stronger. And now most of them can serve a ball over 100. Okay, it's just progression.
Pamela Coleman, good volley over the net. Pamela, I'm loving this. I'm going to kick it right back to you. I'm going to let you kick it. She says, I like to debate about what's the best products to use in the home that are non-toxic and affordable too.
That makes sense to me. I like that
good debate.
Because not only is it a debate that's good to have, but it's a debate that's in her arena. Absolutely. Where she has solutions for it. Absolutely. She can actually do business with that debate. So I'm Pamela Coleman's. If I was her coach, I'd want her to have that debate often.
As often as possible.
As often as possible, have that debate with as many people as possible.
Absolutely. Judy Floyd, Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Is he really the GOAT? Yes, he has the most Super Bowls, and yes, he has the most this and that, but those longevity
he
records.
Is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. But I like Peyton Manning more because Peyton Manning was orchestrating everything more. Tom Brady would only do what Bill Belichick told him to do, but Manning would run it himself, right? That's a debate to have.
He did what he was paid to do.
He did what he supposed to do?
What he supposed to do.
Pamela Coleman said, thanks. Yep. Says Gigi says, intellectual debate. Napoleon Hill versus Miles Monroe. What a great debate. Now, I live with a lot of Napoleon Hill philosophies. Mm-hmm. But I learn Miles Monroe deeper for some reason.
Well, she goes on to say T.D. Jakes versus Miles Monroe. I think I'm Miles Monroe versus T.D. Jakes.
I think I'm Miles Monroe because of his teachings, but I am a fan of T.D. Jakes too.
I am somewhat of a fan of T.D.
I'm a fan of T.D. Jakes. He can bring a word. He can bring a word. I'm a fan of T.D. Jakes. I love his story of how he started in West Virginia to Dallas, Texas. I love his story, his journey. I do believe T.D. Jakes was another person. He wrote a little book, that's a gem, called Can You Stand to Be Blessed? Mm-hmm. Can you stand to be blessed? And that book came at me at a time in my life where it wasn't working out well. It was just like that. Oh, just what I needed at a time like this. When my first marriage ended and I was in a breaking point in my life, I was depressed and sad. I discovered another little gem book from Tony Robbins called Notes from a Friend. A little tiny book that I read the whole book. I sat at a lake, on a bench at a lake by myself during the day and read Notes from a Friend from Tony Robbins. And by the time I got up from that bench, I felt new again. I felt stronger. Those gems. I love Bishop Jakes too. Yeah, you can't take it from him, man. Miles Monroe, I just drink his stuff up. Okay, it's like teachings. Napoleon Hill versus Miles Monroe is a really, really good debate, Princess Gigi.
All right, Brother Ernest, welcome to the show today.
Dr. Deborah says, I like them both, but T.D. Jakes is the GOAT for me. Amen. Brother Ernest.
My debate always, who is the GOAT? What social platform is the best? Would you rather follow Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr.? And who can only choose one? You can only choose one. It depends. Can you choose one pre or post? Let's say 65.
Okay, well, Martin was still alive at 65.
I know. But I'm saying their philosophies had begun to evolve around 66 or 67.
You gotta go back further.
You think so?
I do, because Malcolm was assassinated in 65. Okay.
Yes.
And he had a philosophy before that. So
that's the philosophy.
But let me say this to you.
Before he died.
About that. Okay. Martin was killed in 68.
I know.
Now,
I was born in 68.
I'm making a point here. And it was a very stark debate in this country. Follow the nonviolent tenets and principles of Martin Luther King, or by any means necessary Malcolm X. That was the debate. Turn the other cheek or try to make sure that he never touches your cheeks again. Okay, that kind of debate. And at the time of Martin's death, he was not nearly as popular in this country as he had been. Matter of fact, he was one of the least popular. He was not very popular when that happened. But post-assassination, he became more popular again.
And you're going to say the reasons for it?
It was because of the moods of the people. Who do I follow, his tenets or that tenets?
But he had evolved in even his belief systems of nonviolence. He wasn't strictly nonviolent by that point.
You want to have the debate?
No, sir.
See? That's a good one. Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King. Malcolm X versus Farrakhan was a major debate within the Nation of Islam.
And Malcolm X versus the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Mm-hmm. There's a TV show series that Lisa and I are really, really enjoying. We're late to it, but we're really enjoying it. It's called The Godfather of Harlem. And it stars Forrest Whitaker. Yes, that Forrest Whitaker, that guy. And he's the star of it. But there's a Malcolm X character, which I really like his character in this TV series.
Is really good.
The acting is really good. It's really gritty. I mean, really gritty. And it ain't for the meek, the show.
Judy, Tarnez is coming to get you. He said Tom Brady is the GOAT. Bah ha 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 ha. Bah ha ha. I think he's laughing at you, not with you.
I think she said he's the GOAT too.
Yeah, no, he said Judy said Tom Brady is the GOAT. Tarnez looks like he's antagonizing.
Tony Robbins versus Grant Cardone. That's a good debate too. Although I'm going to go Tony Robbins. I like them both, but I'm going to go Tony Robbins. Grant Cardone got started selling cars and became great at that. And then became a sales trainer and a sales guru. And Grant Cardone is hot right now. Grant Cardone is also irreverent right now too. He's another one of those, like Gary Vaynerchuk. Let me go back to this debate. Tony Robbins versus Grant Cardone. I'm gonna go Tony Robbins because Tony Robbins is longer in the game and is a better teacher to me than Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone does look, I'm up here, and if you want to be up here, you got to do like this, okay? Which is a selling ideology and a selling tactic and a selling modality, which I can appreciate if you can get away with it.
Princess Gigi goes on to say Tupac versus Biggie,
which is a major debate in this country. In the 90s, it was a major debate. Brother Ernest James says, remember that all learned from Marcus Garvey. Yeah, they all learned from Marcus Garvey, the GOAT of their teachings. What a debate. How important was Marcus Garvey into our culture at that time? The Back to Africa movement, the Pan Am Project. Marcus Garvey started making money. Okay, I've read a lot about Marcus Garvey. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos about Marcus Garvey, and I got my opinions about him now too. Ernest also says, remember, they all learned from. He said that again. It doubled up. Okay, cool. We got that. All right, good. Tupac versus Biggie, East Coast versus West Coast, and they went at it in songs. Okay,
they went in that children's book that I was reading too. That they went at it.
Yeah, they went at it in rap battles. If you go by their rap battle raps against each other, you got to give the title to Tupac, because who can top Hit 'Em Up? Hit 'Em Up. Oh my gosh. That's also not for the meek.
Marcus Garvey versus Dr. Umar Johnson.
I like Dr. Umar Johnson. I like Marcus Garvey too. Yeah, I know since some stuff he says, I can't always agree with everything of it, but I can appreciate his passion. I can appreciate his education. I can appreciate how he brings it. Yes. Samika's yesing something. By the way, that yes, we appreciate the yes, but if you will click those reactions there, it helps the show to populate through Facebook. If you will click, if you hear something that you like or love, click like and love.
Click like and love.
Hit those things.
Yeah, click them.
That helps the show a lot. So we appreciate you typing the word yes, but we also would appreciate as well clicking those reactions, because they record Thank you very much. They record how many times we even get reactions.
And our YouTube watchers, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are gonna be right back in a moment, I think.
Okay.
Say something while I'm
gonna say something while you're getting it. I guess she's put up the commercial that I shot. I mean, I shot like 5 minutes before airtime today. I mean, I was hustling. Baby.
I'm not gonna be. Wait a minute. It's not showing on your screen.
Okay. Well, it'll come up. So we'll figure it out. At least it's technical like that. She'll figure it out. So trying to make it work here, but we're going to feature somebody daily. I tell you, at least it was right about this too. The first person I was going to feature, the story it's too tough for the morning show. I mean, I tell you, the first person I was going to feature was Fannie Lou Hamer. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. Her life was tragic so often. So we're going to feature African-American business people or entrepreneurs with a great story. And the first one we're going to feature is John Henry Johnson. And if you can't get it, I could talk about him extemporaneously.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I can.
I'm trying to.
Right off.
Right. God, get it off.
Okay. All right. So we're going to keep going. I read his autobiography, Succeeding Against.
You got to start from the beginning.
I will, baby.
They're not able to hear like who you're talking about.
I got it. I got this. Okay. I read his autobiography. The autobiography is called Succeeding Against the Odds. And there's a story of John Henry Johnson. You know him as the founder of Ebony Magazine and of Jet Magazine. That's how you know him. Okay. He was born in 1918 in this country, January 19th, 1918. And in high school, he was a really good student. In high school, he was the student body president in the senior year. He was also the editor of the school newspaper. While in high school, after school, he would read books on leadership and on entrepreneurship. That's what he was reading in high school. As a high school student body president, he got a chance to come speak to local business people in Arkansas because he was in Arkansas. And that high school kid gave such a speech to those local business people that one of them that happened to be in attendance was a guy that owned an insurance company, owned Supreme Liberty Insurance Company, the black man who owned that insurance company, hired him as an office boy out of high school. That was his first job as an office boy. Now, in Arkansas, we got to go back. In Arkansas, because he had moved to Chicago when he got hired. High school, they had to go to all black schools, and the school he went to in South and Arkansas only went up to the 8th grade. So, and it was also part of the Great Flight when black people moved from the South up to the North. So, since there was no high school available to black people in Arkansas, they moved the family to Chicago so that her son could go to high school. Okay, so they can continue his education in high school. That's how he ended up there. So he did 9th and 10th grade in high school in Chicago, not in Arkansas. They only went to 8th grade there. But anyway, at his job as the office boy at Liberty Supreme Insurance Company, there were about 2,000 employees for this company, all black at this company. And they hired him to create a digest, a monthly digest for the staff of what's going on, all the news of the staff. So he was compiling that every single month. And then he got the idea, what if I had my own digest with the entrepreneurial bug hit? What if I did this for other people outside the company? So he first launched this thing called the Negro Digest. And I'm going to fast forward real quickly. The Negro Digest morphed into Ebony Magazine, into Jet Magazine, into Ebony Fashion Fair, into his TV shows. And it made him the first black person on Forbes' list of the top 400. The first one was John H. Johnson. That's your moment in African-American history. And I'm going to keep that brief. Let's keep it going.
Amen. Princess Gigi is just putting them out there. Coffee versus tea. Coke versus Pepsi.
Love it.
Wendy's versus Carl Jr.'s. Wendy's got a better advertising campaign. Carl Jr.'s got a better burger.
You think?
Uh-huh.
Ernest Johnson says, I love Fannie Lou Hamer. Powerful understanding of sharecropping politics in the 60s. Yeah. Man, Ernest. I was researching Fannie Lou Hamer last night before I got into my Jim Rohn last night. And her story is so powerful. And she is so powerful. I don't want to get into it right here. But what she had to endure and still spoke boldly is amazing.
Burger King versus McDonald's.
No debate. No debate. Burger King's the little kid next to McDonald's. And Burger King is not as good. Good.
You think Burger King burgers are not as good as McDonald's?
I think the Whopper's a great burger, but I don't think Burger King's fries are as good as McDonald's fries. And I think overall McDonald's food tastes better. And I know McDonald's has way better breakfast than Burger King.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I look at it. But it's still a debate because there's a great rap lyric from the 90s. It takes two to make a thing go right. MC Rob Bass. There's a line in it. I like the Whopper, blank the Big Mac, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Whopper person, you can go with that. Coffee versus tea. Well, they both work. And I do drink both, but coffee is more important than tea. That's what I would say. Yep. If I had to give up one, it'd be tea. I'm not giving up coffee. Ernest, Chinese food versus Japanese food. This one divides my house all the time. All the time. Chinese food versus Japanese food. Tell you the truth, I don't know the difference until I'm in the menu. Okay? Until I'm looking at the menu, I don't know the difference myself.
Chinese food doesn't have sushi. So I gotta have both.
Chinese food don't have sushi?
No.
Only Japanese food has sushi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Chinese food does have General Tso's chicken.
Yeah, and I can do without that.
I'll give me some more of that. Kanye West versus Jay-Z. No debate to me at all. I would debate it, though, with somebody because there's an argument that could be made, but I would be on the side of Jay-Z. Okay. I would. But I could debate that. Kanye West has done this and that and the other, and he's done it well. But I'm a Jay-Z. They both became rich with rap as a launching pad. But they didn't stay there. Yep. To call Jay-Z a rapper today means you don't understand what he does. He's a mogul. Tamika Ford, she's going with Jay-Z. The show is titled Great Debates, and we're late. We're so late today.
But it was good.
We got to get into our greeting songs and greeting logos. We're 6 minutes late, so we're going to have to hustle.
You gonna?
Yeah, we're going to. Now, what we're doing right now is we're thanking you guys for being a consistent contributor and rocking with the show for time. The way we do that is with greeting songs, with greeting logos.
I don't believe I just had a lollipop for breakfast.
On the air.
It was good, though.
It's not your
How
breakfast.
many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
Well, I know I haven't had breakfast yet today because I'm anticipating my breakfast.
I'm going to make breakfast.
Okay.
I even bought eggs. I took out a car loan.
Car loan to get it. Lisa bought eggs yesterday, and it's like a big deal to buy eggs.
Yeah, because it's a guilty pleasure for me because he can't eat eggs. I know. We
only got 3 minutes to go. Let's go, baby. Princess Gigi, you deserve a song, and we're going to find you one. Crystal Blake is in the air.
Crystal Blake is
everywhere. Helping families ensure their needs.
Crystal Blake will do it with ease.
Do 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 do.
Do, 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 do.
Good morning, Crystal Blake. Tarnez Green, do it, Tarnez, do it. And Sister Judy Floyd.
Oh, Judy, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Judy.
Scroll, baby, scroll, please. Dr. Deborah has a song.
Dr. Deborah, healing, deliverance, and trauma coach.
What's up, Umar? How are you? Let's go, baby. Come. Mark Greer has a jam. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. That's a Mark Greer's jam.
Absolutely.
Pamela Coleman's jam is
because she's happy.
No, yeah, that's it. Happy, yep. Because she's happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. That's how happy working with Pamela Coleman will make you. Scroll, please, scroll.
I think that was it.
We're only halfway through the scroll, so we'll see. Stephanie Treasure, you keep coming, you're going to get you a jam as well.
I'm struggling.
Stephanie Morris has a jam. Stephanie.
Life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above. And things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Ernest, you deserve a jam and you're going to get you one. I promise it's coming.
We got to get it from Stevie Wonder.
Okay, we'll get it from Stevie Wonder. Tamika Ford deserves a jam as well. We're going to find her jam. Dr. Beverly's here. Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. How are you? Is that everybody?
And that's everybody.
Well, good. It's now 9:51. We're good. We got it all done. Thank you for joining us today.
We love you. Stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of Let's Talk About It. We'll have another Black History moment. And you'll be able to see the updated commercial from our continuously wonderful Stephanie Mars.
Thank you very much, you guys. Have a beautiful day.
And don't forget to have sex.